Ở xích long ở đây làm này trước đã.
Don't look at me like this.
Nghe cái thế, đang bận chỉnh.
Hey, Durin. Any more clues for us? We're all set for...
Yeah, I was just about to come find you. Let's see what it says.
Now sprout to life the story's seeds, stirred by wind-born melodies. Then on that breeze the music leaves, fading into distant memories. Seek the place where wind and tale entwine, and once there, make 3 riddles into verse, and 3 melodies into
Đến
song.
nơi gió gặp gỡ câu chuyện, đem 3 câu đố viết thành thơ, nối 3 nhạc phổ thành khúc. No idea.
For in poetry and
Thơ ca
song
và giai
will
điệu
this
trong các
story
này
start to
chính là
blossom.
Thơ ca chắc vẫn ở Mondstadt thôi.
Come on! Another riddle? All that talk about wind and melodies?
Venti.
Oh!
Care to elaborate?
Wind? Music? Poetry? Tone?
You mean Lord Barbados? Albedo introduced us when I first arrived in Mondstadt. I mean, someone like me was bound...
It's better that it's out in the open anyway. Now, how should we track him down?
I'm pretty sure he's already caught wind of what's...
Right.
Venti chắc là bên trên rồi. Có khi bên trên đấy. Đúng không? Méo phải.
Oh, brilliant!
Không ở chỗ hát kia. Cũng không ở đây. À quên. Chắc chơi góc nhìn nguyên tố nhỉ?
Where am I going to get the more?
The hell. Ê từ từ. Có gì đấy. Hình như sai đâu ấy rồi. Bình thường venti ở đâu nhỉ?
Traveler, climb on! What a sight for sore eyes! Ah, and the little dragon from the fairy tale world. I heard your voices calling out to me on the wind. Something
Sorry to disturb you, Lord Barbados.
disturbed me? Not at all! To tell you the truth, I'm just as curious about... What is it? Did you figure out the answer? 3 riddles and 3 melodies. That sure takes me back. The answer... That's like running to tone-deaf bard with the right call app. Long ago, those mages came to Mondstadt, seeking to test their strength against mine. But I replied, let us make music, not war, and resolve our conflicts through song. So I strummed my lyre and sang them this verse. Oh wind, welcome now, my guests. Pass through verdant leaves unseen, where shape your formless self may take, and offer up a great leap at the edge of a sea of clouds, where land meets sky and sky meets ground. Fly beneath the stars up high, where mortal noise is swept aside. That now go to where I vet. No clash, no contest bars the way. Just tea and mirth to fill the day. There you have it, the 3 melodies. As for the answers to those 3 riddles,
Vẫn
The
chưa hiểu.
woods, the edge of a cliff, and the sky?
correct. Funnily enough, your mother was also the first to solve it. There must be some kind... The woods, a cliff, and the sky. Oh! So that's where it is! I suppose the spot that answer... You should know. After solving my riddle, the mages even accept... And going by what your book is suggesting... Guess you can be pretty reliable when it can...
Thanks for the help, Lord Barbados.
Still got questions for me, huh?
Yeah, you must have read countless tales.
Unfinished? Well, I guess...
Huh?
Wow, you're In all seriousness, I would think the answer to that question lies in your mother's story.
Đừng nói là phải bay nhá. Oh shit. Okay. Bay phết chứ. Bay phết.
Okay, we're here! Now, we just need to play the 3 melodies, and we should be able to gather the memories...
A musical performance? Huh. Out of all...
Hả? Anh ơi. May quá. May quá, nó có chỉ dẫn. Không, đến đoạn này cũng khá mệt đấy. Hả?
Even a war that shook the world could not halt the witches' gatherings. Yet even so, with the passing of time, 3 of their teacups no longer came to be set. The witches did not linger long in sorrow, for the story witch had brought glad tidings of her own. Born was her dragon child, safe and sound. Her fellow witches offered up their blessings, eagerly debating how to celebrate the child's birth. In the end, they settled on the most vibrant balloons they could find. After all, what could be more joyous than the arrival of new life? And so, the witches' gathering turned into a birthday celebration.
So, we're back in the story world, huh?
As if from nowhere, new guests appeared at the witches' table. Perhaps they too had come to celebrate. Yet while everyone else was busy thinking about what kind of gift to offer,
Kìa.
Free seemed hardly the recipe for a warm welcome to a birthday party, now is it?
A gift?
Hey, what's this all about? We only just...
While the guests voiced their complaints and grievances, perhaps they should have...
So, we need to bring a gift to advance the story?
Perhaps it would be a good...
Why didn't you just say so?
Bà ma nữ mờ này cũng nhây nhây cơ. Quả dẫn chuyện nhây nhây vậy.
Stay back!
Hey, could we use these as gifts, maybe?
At last, the guests found...
Guess that's a yes then.
Still, the guests wondered, should they put a warrior's sword in his hand and send him out on an or perhaps a wandering hero's slingshot and the promise of a life, or maybe even a scholar's tome and the
Okay. Wow. Oh yeah. Technically, we're actually...
You want me to choose?
How come?
For as long as I can remember, I've spent most of my time living. I always thought my mother had everything written out for me already. Just like the toy What did I want back then?
Sounds like this is the perfect opportunity to answer it. It's been a while since you left Simulanka, and after everything that's happened...
Then let me give it...
Thử lá hiệp sĩ xem.
The guests hesitated, and not without good reason. Given how much this gift would mean to the little dragon, a bit of careful thought could go a long way.
Hả? Cái gì cũng được à? Để xem nào. Kiếm chiến binh là anh hùng cứu thế. Nghe thì cũng hay đấy, nhưng mà sẽ đặt lên nhiều trách nhiệm cho Durin. Và đôi khi là cái con đường đấy nó cũng không màu hồng. Chắc là xem nào, ná hiệp sĩ hay là sách học giả đây. Ná hiệp sĩ là phiêu lưu, tự do. Sách học giả là chỉ có học thôi à? Mở ra những bí ẩn. Mà cảm giác Durin sẽ không phải học giả. Vậy chơi ná hiệp sĩ.
In the end,
A wandering hero.
I guess you inspired me. During our journey from Mondstadt to Nordkrai, we passed through many places, but despite the immense distances between them, there was always one top.
Well, we are world-renowned.
Come to think of it, isn't a wandering hero basically the same thing as an I've always thought of adventurers as people who chase after stories, and I'd like to become someone like that too.
Nên thế. Nên để Durin tự do.
All right. They should let us in now that we've got a gift, right?
Hello there. Brought a gift.
The newly arrived guest presented his gift, wishing the little dragon a few... Accepting the guest's blessing, the story witch invited him and his friends to take their place. Finally, she could introduce them all to her dragon child. It was then that the seer witch, diviner of the stars, withdrew her...
You gave him the same name as that evil dragon?
That's right. But the life I intend for him shall be very different.
What folly to love so blindly. For as you must know, a name is the mirror of destiny itself. His fate has been foretold.
Then I'll rewrite it. The witches at the table fell silent, for they... Yet, just as clearly, they recognized the story witch's resolve. For there is scarce a force, and at last, the merry witch stepped forward.
So be it. Then we'll all lend... You mean to defy one of the fundamental rules of this world?
I refuse to be shackled by such rules. Besides, this is a witches' gathering, is it not? What could be more fitting a subject for this?
Oh, sounds like an interesting experiment.
I suppose, were we to succeed in this endeavor, we might bring a touch of wonder to this other one.
The merry witch finally talked them all round, warm and strong as the sun she was. And so the witches readied their gift.
For this child, I shall decipher the ravings of the heaven.
For this child, I shall leave a formula powerful enough to unravel the very...
For this child, I shall call upon wondrous magic to make possible his impossible wish.
All the story witch had was the pen in her hand, yet with the love that flowed from it, she resolved to bring forth a marvel of her own. For this child, I shall leave behind the last story I will ever write, and with the witch's blessings given and received, the little dragon's fate at last. In the midst of the dragon child's birthday celebration, the seer witch proclaimed her prophecy. The child had been given the evil dragon's name, and with it, the burden of its fate. But hearing this, the story witch vowed to rewrite it all, for such was her love and resolve. And so the other witches offered their gifts in turn, marvels as rare as any in the cosmos. Together, they sought to test one of the fundamental laws of this world, in part to support a mother's love, and in part to sate their own curiosity. Oh, and I almost forgot. Our new guests came bearing blessings of their own. Who knows? Perhaps this extra spark of life might be all the little dragon needs to change his fate.
Looks like we've completed this chapter. Those witches in the story were the mages at the Hexen Circle, right? Paimon kinda had trouble following their conversation.
The evil dragon's fate.
Oh, is that what you're worried about? But didn't we already take care of that?
Ah, the mages must have had a hand in that, too. Also, I was just thinking, which...
Oh, it feels less like we're filling in the gaps and more like we're... But we use the ink, right? And the book hasn't given us any more clues, so that must mean our task is complete.
Yeah, I guess we're doing something right. Maybe I'm overthinking things. It's just... Anyway, thanks for all your help.
Okay then, see you in the next chapter.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up.
I hope... Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while.
In that case, I'll go order for us first.
Ooh, everything looks so good.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right?
Oh, true. Very true. In that case...
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that... we'll get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be...
right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking!
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities... It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
Batwoman của phong tên à?
Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended.
I see. So, your primary objective, I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect...
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine.
Well, would you consider some more,
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of...
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance.
Chatu. Hả?
I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching...
Could you suggest something a little more practical?
Alright, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then, wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your questions. I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
Trẻ con méo chịu được.
That might work, but that's not really...
Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's... Alright, no more joking around. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations?
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense. Why don't we give it a try after this?
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my...
Was this your drink? Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. We're just about...
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fonta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the font. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, we're... Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Can't you see Paimon's barely an ink?
Okay.
Hey, Navia, what are you doing over there?
Sợi kinh phí.
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Đừng nói là cái tổ chức này là cái tổ chức khá lom rom về tiền bạc nhá.
Let's get ready to try to meet...
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give... in any case, I wish you...
See ya! many people around anymore.
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again.
Có khi nào đấy là một người bị hòa tan không?
Huh? Traveler?
Vache?
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the... Huh? Hang on. Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Tình hình nước trong.
Vache, are you my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know.
Là một con boss bị tôi vã để mà lấy nguyên liệu.
My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
Thế sao cô lại giạt một phát đến Liyue vậy?
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who is lost. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim. I also remember going to many places. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me, and I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such no! Our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, if only I could have comforted him. Told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, is that what you call it? Dissolving. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety. I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think. Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence.
Ok. Hả? Ủa? Ok. Ui giời.
Someone's out! Look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
Hả?
Chlorand?
Rory. Đủ. Ai à?
Quick, now's our chance!
Ok. Ok. cũng ngầu đấy, đẹp đấy.
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before I do so,
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking. Is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust.
Do not speak of my father.
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all...
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that
I doubt I know much more than you. But I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances... Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
Huh. I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, And what about these garter mechs? I thought only those associated with them...
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the... I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating, no matter what. We will bring the truth to... Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clorand. But, if you...
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten to...
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you.
I know, I just... She's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us! Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, as such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
It will take 50 years for me to...
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula.
All right.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger?
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon?
Yes. All thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that...
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our baits that the Fanta tasted kinda salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink...
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the prime...
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards.
Huh? Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. But whoever... That's when I figured out that you might be...
What? Why would they go after us too? Oh,
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Well, it can't be coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too! But it was real faint. Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's...
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
New intel?
Well, let's see. Thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate. Oh, You mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really... And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are...
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, we also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted any...
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, traveler.
Trụ sở dưới cống ngầm á? The hell? Cũng cao phết đấy. Mà nhìn qua tổ chức này thì cũng không thấy giống như là có nhiều tiền lắm. Ok, cũng mang không khí như là trinh thám của anh đấy.
This is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately. After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father... he was the previous
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Up. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the... 3 years later, how could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance. The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of...
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't... However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he... if only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications. And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Demoiselle, please. If there is anything...
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our...
Wait! If Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
But how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was...
Oh! Her? Well, then... isn't that... yeah. That's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute, there was only ever one choice.
It's not that I don't understand her at all.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows...
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety. Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end. Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Yeah. Paimon's beat.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
Sao tự nhiên trong người cũng cảm thấy mệt mệt thế nhỉ? Thôi chắc là chơi nốt một màn, chơi xong một màn xong nghỉ. Giờ đang màn 2 không? Chơi xong màn 2 nghỉ.
Paimon, huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you...
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new...
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept.
Quả uốn lưỡi quả tên Neuvillette này nó vẫn là một cái gì đấy nhá. Neuvillette. Nó cứ uốn lưỡi.
Osea that you met is one of the young women who went missing recently. We should be able to find...
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you. In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Aren't you coming along, Navia?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable...
Hay lại sao nữa?
The palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Sao bây giờ kiến trúc bên trong nó lại...
The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
Sao giờ nhìn quả kiến trúc này nó cứ... người Aztec các thứ đấy nhở? Kiểu quả kiến trúc.
This place does look pretty heavily guarded.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't...
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell.
If you're here just to crack jokes...
No. What I meant to say is... Shouldn't...
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here...
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just in...
Thanks so much.
Please come in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Neuvillette. We only like...
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may...
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the file.
Who knew that Neuvillette would be so easy to talk to?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case, criminal or... There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so...
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Nov? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said... It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to... In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die? Despised and hated by all. Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So if you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine. Rain. It's raining.
Anh Long khóc à?
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that. But didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water? And then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in...
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later? Great, let's go then. No need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters. My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we... A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious... Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been...
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our...
Ê, đừng nói ở dưới nước nhé. Dưới nước thật. Này ra đâu ấy? Từ từ, quả nhạc nền này là Pháp đúng không?
Melus, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important part. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something you still remember, right, Melus? On that night,
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. both.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, if you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything.
The hell?
It's an extremely dangerous
Buồn thuốc à?
substance. As he oversaw Poisson,
Tệ nạn này.
my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete...
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath. Not only that, Boss became determined to...
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could not... Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret. And the man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found...
Huh? How did that happen?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time.
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now.
Back then, But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were... You're right. We still don't know what happened.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he'd... I think this third person... On that note, however, even though our opponent is insidious and cruel, they are extremely difficult to... Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson as well, there is no need to follow your father's path.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, what was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect... Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death? And I've never accepted that. Ever. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's...
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more...
So you do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connect... But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, Demoiselle, had been...
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed, and the serial disappearances case caused him great... 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. But once he passed away, knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew.
Right, so nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not...
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared...
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful...
So he chose to die in silence.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not... If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of... I'm sure he'd be
That fool. No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had... But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Huh. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared?
It's the location where Synth is. When he was threatening the enemy, boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence. But if you want to use it against the enemy...
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious... There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have... But a single visit to their headquarters will be The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed.
Then, in that case, why not work with the...
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Huh. That's true. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's...
You sound like you've put a lot of thought...
I am the butler, after all. I live, but I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of...
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to is that the enemy must be quite familiar. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the... If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors... After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, the first is Florent, Spina de Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus have... There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. The boss helped it to grow to its current size and In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of...
So, they're like a sister organization?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, it's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their...
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina de Rosula and... Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always...
I see. These are... To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right...
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the...
Of course. And thank you.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty.
Quả dẫn chuyện này nó cứ cấn cấn làm sao ấy, kiểu nó ném cả đống thông tin vào mặt ấy. Và chắc là do dẫn dắt câu chuyện ở đoạn này nó chán quá, nó không được cảm xúc lắm. Cái không ban đầu về câu chuyện thì ổn, nhưng mà diễn giải ra nó cứ thế nào ấy.
And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean... After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. If it might help, you could also pay them...
Aw, thank you so much, Malus.
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case.
Trong đêm mưa 3 năm trước, người dự tiệc nghe 2 tiếng sống khi nhìn này. Có một quả thần đồng. Kìa.
It is settled then. Please excuse me, and
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
Oh,
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened...
If it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of...
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you. Because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation. I know only the full truth could bring...
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but on the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I...
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never... He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it. He tried to be as careful as he could.
They found out about his betrayal.
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was... Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your Papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword, he must have done so to get...
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things...
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florence should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city. I'll get myself together on the way, so please don't...
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into...
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will
It also reminded me, on the date after my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to... Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So after that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guards said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned, do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
Có khi nào nhé, là cái ông JQ kia là cố bảo vệ cho bố của Navia. Thế nên là mới có 2 phát súng. Còn người kia bị hòa tan thì coi như là mất xác. Có khi nào thế không?
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill, so he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything, once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then, I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today. No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Format là mưu sư tự nhận mình biết ơn ngày xưa. Ok.
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've caught news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do was get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching
Vậy,
mecha is
nếu
very
ai lại
different
đi
from
nói toẹt
controlling
ra
them.
thế, kiểu nói toẹt ra kiểu tao biết là mày rồi đấy, mày cứ cẩn thận đấy. Man, mình ngoài sáng địch trong tối mà. Sao lại hành động thế, sao lại nói thế?
If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or...
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
Hello, how may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure, I will let him know right away.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabrières will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette, I'd be happy to teach you.
We've talked to all three suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, if I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. probably already knew that he was just...
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn... Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him. And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex. It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle... Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of Mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
Dành Mora vào công sức để cho...
Thierry, you say? Huh. It is, but... I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha.
Yeah. Had he actually tampered with the mecha? If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
Người đầu tiên á. Nhưng mà từ từ nghĩ xem còn sơ hở ở gì không nhỉ? Mặc dù mình cũng thấy nghi nghi khi mà ở trong đoạn hội thoại thì có chữ ông chủ trong ngoặc kép rồi, nhưng mà
Florent? It is true that he was closest, but as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quick. Who could it be?
trong 3 nghi phạm người có khả năng gây án nhất. Mình vẫn nghĩ là ông này, chứ quả tham mưu này, nhưng mà thực ra thì cũng có thể là ở bên ngoài. Tự nhận biết ơn, mà cái quan trọng này, làm chứng hôm đó không mang súng ra ngoài. Chỉ những người rất giàu mới có thể sở hữu lượng lớn robot hiến bình này. Thì đây, tuy không nhớ rõ về vụ án năm đó nhưng mà đồng ý bảo vệ cho Navia, kiểu quả cái lời khai này nó cứ mơ hồ ấy.
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel...
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment... The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to a set... Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie...
Well, We still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes. Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. We need far more solid proof before we can hope.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from...
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Wasn't that place built specifically for...
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a
Tartaglia.
Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
À, anh Đạt vịt.
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Không, có khi chắc không phải vấn đề đâu. Chắc là anh ấy gọi cố tình làm thế để mà được đấm nhau thôi.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
Wait, how? None of our investigations...
That's what I thought was strange about it. So, if the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right. Because they'll think they've already...
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder then to clear...
I understand. Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just as expected of my part. Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be... You're right. This is our best opportunity. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you.
We'll help you, just like you have...
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
Nào, từ từ. Từ từ lại. Có khi nào ông này là người phản bội không? Ông Melus này là phản bội không? Bởi vì chưa có thông tin thêm gì với ông này trong cái việc đấy. Chưa kể nếu mà nói về tài chính ấy, thì tổ chức cử ra là được, không nhất thiết là trực tiếp ông nào phải nhúng tay. Chưa kể ông này nắm được rất nhiều hành tung của hội nữa. Có khi là ông này đấy. Cảm giác khá xú. Khá là xú.
I'm ready.
Malus, Silver. When did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured it's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
Khá xú nhá.
Thank you so much. Then, let's see you then.
Khá xú, khá xú.
Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. According to Malus's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance. Finally found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure... you're right. An important place like this, Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
Hy vọng anh chịu giấy, anh đừng có cố tình tự bóp để mà được đánh nhau nhé.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tuck. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind...
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate. In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion.
Biết ngay mà.
I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey, don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of...
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man. Huh? What's going on?
Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway, so I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is...
Hung thủ thật sự của
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabriere. Huh? What confrérie?
I've heard of them, but weren't they...
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious... And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you...
Yes,
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Members of the guards, please contact... Mr. Marcel, you will not require an...
Apologies, sir. It all just happened so... I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me...
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please...
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago. To the case of... Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second... The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries. These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, in truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the ability...
Mày đều nghe thấy 2 tiếng sướng bên ngoài. Đây, lời khai của nó. Còn đây lại ghi chép. Nghe thấy thì còn
The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility and had sent out another assassin.
Rồi, khi mọi người chạy đến nghi phạm, con người thì đã trúng đạn mà chết. Trúng đạn. Cuối cùng, sau khi điều tra có thể xác định hơn nữa. Cái váy. Đây, trang phục không biết của ai.
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
Sau khi không phát hiện, nên cho rằng nghi phạm đã không. Đây.
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume, but now it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder.
That's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has...
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I get...
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a...
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine 2 things. 1, do you have the evidence to
I'm afraid not. I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of—
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a...
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callis explain himself in court? If he had testified that—
I thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearance. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but at that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward— What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my—
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearance.
What? If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine— But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my—
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist—
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callis was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callis never
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and—
Right? What she said was fast.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callis. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the—
So that's why you suspected me. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove— On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the—
Know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects. Alas, Who won't feel at least a little hurt by an act? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyway.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in...
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was...
No, it's not your...
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business life? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable?
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely...
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he... But aren't you going against all of his wishes and next... He wished for you to become more rational, collected, once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse. The people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd so...
I was waiting for you to say that.
Hả? Ê, đang đấu trí hay mà. Từ từ. Ê, đang đấu trí hay. Cổng tổng bộ cái gì? Thôi, đang đấu trí hay.
Busted. Here comes the catch. Let's light it up. Everybody stand back.
The floor is going up. Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. outside to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Game's up. Fun's over. Quietly now. Teamwork is dreamwork! No! Let's light it up! Everybody stand back! Here comes the catch. Strike a pose! Let my name echo in song!
Now the path is clear. Let's go! Things are about to get dicey. Busted. I'm going in! Why do they never miss? Eat this! Nice and spicy! Quietly now. Game's up. Fun's over. Everybody stand back! Let's light it up! After all, though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. Whoa! There's so much synth here, and so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the mixing in progress. Whoa! There's even fruit flavored synth. Yep. What's this over here? Looks like some kind. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimen. Sorry, traveler. try your best. It's just, how can someone write something that terrible in such a matter of... You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did it. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and...
Oh shit!
No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he... In any case, Paimon will write
Really?
it all down.
Ui, tự hòa tan người yêu mình ạ. Đây là nước biển của Nguyên à?
Oh, look! There's an important looking basin over
Ôi
here.
chảy ngược kìa.
It's full of water. That means this is where they make all the synth. And if you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this and...
Oh shit. Chảy ngược kìa.
What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things? Huh? You mean the girls from this... And all the boxes of things. These names. Let's see what's written here. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an Yep, it's about finding someone to... This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined the old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still... He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. They're all... We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our... Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his... No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. You take that side. Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either. Whoa, really? Let Paimon see. Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then you found her diary. Aw. It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. So many! A whole page's worth! The final name she decided on was... Marcel.
Marcel à? Thế là đúng rồi à?
Wait, but
Oh shit.
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache?
Lại đấu trí.
So you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the...
I was waiting for you to say...
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Nicolette.
Thông cảm đi.
Given their confidence, I expect they found the crucial evidence. But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair, and we already know after your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity, and destroyed all records of your past as Vachette.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go. And with that, Marcel's
This information regarding your past also dismantles your Well, Marcel, you fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away. Instead, you never noticed how we changed, or how...
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Dễ thế thôi á.
Our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself.
Do you really pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone, well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, you only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice. Your beloved drama, Venier, is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, but I'm not from this blasted place. So I can't be dissolved.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Do you all see? I can't go. I can't follow. I did all of that. And in the end, that accursed Callus. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles. Only to get...
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! Please, Venier!
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any...
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like...
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize...
Okay.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vache and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Venier. During an underwater expedition, Venier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vache as a result. Vache learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to cover his tracks. He invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vache discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rasula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rasula for many years, Vache decided to assassinate their... Although the assassination did not go as Vache expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vache attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case.
Cảm giác nó cứ đơn giản và nó cứ nhạt nhạt thế điếu nào ấy nhở.
The oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vache. According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale, Mr. Vache is guilty.
Guards! Take Vache away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearance...
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would...
Yippee! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's... Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolute...
The day our late boss had always hoped for.
Yeah. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing...
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been... Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to.
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Ugh, what now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict...
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already...
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This is always...
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is...
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no doubt... The guilty party has been identified, and thus, we now turn to the oratrice mécanique... According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique... Guilty.
Hả? Đập bỏ mẹ cái máy bây giờ chứ lại.
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice...
Huh? This has never happened before. The oratrice...
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. Guards, please take the suspect into custody.
The fuck? Thôi, lại phang nhau rồi.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Ok.
Hey, Monsieur Novelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Má mày Paymon đang nói tiếng Pháp à? Monsieur Novelette. Monsieur Novelette. Má cái thế nhỉ? Monsieur Novelette.
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, all I do is follow court procedure. As for why the oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it. I don't know what happened there either.
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be... Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by the oratrice.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty...
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. And, of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has... If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, all shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for... After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff.
Quả cúi đầu cay thế nhỉ? Cúi gập cả đầu xuống cơ mà. Hai quả dâu. Dâu rồng à? Nó hài. Nào. Nào xem, quay đầu 180 độ không? Ui rồi. Được. Quả tương tác này được đấy.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him! Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name? I erased all records of that name.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close. Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile?
Paimon agrees.
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's what...
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any...
In that case...
Thank you. Thank you.
Thôi, ảo cảnh thì hình như là lại búp cho Jin mà, đúng không? Bây giờ quả ảo cảnh búp cho Jin lắm. Đúng quả kỵ sĩ Tây Phong rồi, đội trưởng đội kỵ sĩ.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing.
Để
Didn't you just
hôm
drink a
khác
lot
được
of
không?
it on the stage as well?
Để
Oh,
hôm
in
khác
that
được không bạn?
case,
Kiểu mình muốn là chơi cốt truyện chính trước xong ấy. Còn cái ảo cảnh thì mới reset mấy ngày gần đây mà. Nên là cũng chưa vội lắm ấy. Hay là để sau đi. Hi, để sau đi.
Vache!
Ah!
yes, that's it. So you heard it too.
Vinier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache!
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vinier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to Vinier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
Hả? Dạy không có người thì tốt biết mấy.
What are you
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier
Hả?
attorney one day.
À, đây chắc là nạn nhân.
If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts and my work. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache.
Wait, you are not
You're right. I am not Vignier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back, our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea. And I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignier.
Why? But then, where is Vignier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became? You are a liar. A heartless murderer. The only thing you are not is Vignier's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's, she has...
No! Vignier! She can't hate me.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignier. She really does. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Vache.
Vache? Vache. 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 Vache.
Ooh. Yeesh. Quả câu chuyện vãi nổi thế.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't?
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia.
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the courts in Sen. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she...
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness. Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose.
Trái tim thật sự trong bóng tối. Hả? Quả tiêu đề như viết tiểu thuyết vậy.
To be fair though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so...
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence...
Now that's another thing to look forward to.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clorand out for a meal.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vashay's headquarters, Clorand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clorand wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him, to this... That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too! We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
Theo cốt truyện là mưa nhưng mà có thấy mưa đâu ta?
This is where my father's grave is.
Huh? There's someone there already. Isn't that Dervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my...
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief...
In that case, I will stop apologizing.
You really could use some pointers on under... In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my... There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic... Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important, but Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearance, Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than... So, you asked me why I came. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and...
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh?
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
Ah, so Navia and Neuvillette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done. Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did... Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't... Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too mad. Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at...
Quả nhìn xuống cay nhỉ. À không, phải đến gần. Vẫn chưa đủ à? Thế thôi vậy.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her?
Mm-hmm. We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see, I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my...
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that
Sao lại có
special
những câu
water
hỏi như
as
kiểu
water from the
kết thúc
primordial
cái
sea. But what is it really?
kết thúc cốt truyện của Fontaine rồi đấy. Nhanh vậy sao?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its name. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it.
Huh. So it really was where everything began.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Nervalette.
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life... To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about? That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will... Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
That's right! It was Linny that told us back then.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to... Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon?
Two parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for the... If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is...
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about? My apologies. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other... Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Huh. So when Linny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
Tiếng người trong căn phòng lõi á.
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information.
Chẳng nhẽ là Vocalot ở đấy à?
Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though. Their time-tested twin tricks. While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger, if we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we would...
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with...
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about? Your sibling, another blonde-haired traveler. If he ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure he followed our laws to the letter and had no reason to appear on the... Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
No.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right. You've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped. We've been walking around for a while now. Why don't we go back to the Spina di Rosula base in the court of Fontaine and have a rest? Navia said something about having a place ready for us there, didn't she? Come on, let's go!
Rồi, nghỉ.